He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy.
Now then everybody, my name's Brian, and in today's video we're talking about Fortnite's new game mode, Ballistic. Ballistic is seemingly a surprise to everybody. Nobody appeared to know anything about its existence until it was in the Fortnite menus. The release has been met with mixed opinions, with some saying that it's a rip-off of Counter-Strike, which makes sense. Much like Counter-Strike, you spawn in, buy your equipment, and then move into plant or defuser, in Ballistic, Rift. But let's not pretend that Counter-Strike is innocent in all this. We mustn't forget Counter-Strike's attempt at a BR in 2018, Danger Zone, which eventually flopped and became a game immersed with hackers. It's just a case of who does it better, I suppose. Others are suggesting that this is the COD killer. Who would have guessed? A studio releases an arcade-style shooter mode and people immediately label it a COD killer. I wonder, how did that work out for the last studio to do so? But in my humble opinion, COD doesn't need a killer. It's killing itself. On release of Black Ops 6, Activision and Microsoft bragged of record sales numbers, but they will, as this was the first COD game to be released on Game Pass at launch. Unfortunately, I can't find any statistics on current player numbers, they being accurate anyway thanks to COD HQ, but talk in the COD community sees many enthusiasts exhausted by strict SBMM, in-game bugs, and false reports leading to com bans for no reason, and even a strong dislike of COD's super-duper Omni movement. All this from a game that had 4 years of development. If you ask me, the only thing saving COD right now is zombies, but I digress. As a previous Call of Duty search and destroy sweat, when I found out that Fortnite was bringing out its very own FPS search and destroy mode, I immediately turned into a teenage fangirl, hopped on my PC, and loaded the game up. The game's pretty simple. You load in with a pistol and have to choose a gadget. There's 5 gadgets, and nobody on your team can have the same gadget. You've got your proximity mine, which we're all familiar with. This was the only gadget I used, as I swiftly decided it was OP. Proper placement earns you passive eliminations if you're good at predicting the enemy's rotation. However, I'm not sure if they received a nerf, as the next time I played, I was getting a lot of hit markers from them. The frag grenade, kind of self-explanatory. You throw it, they explode, and you might get a kill or two. But with a good team, if you pair the frag squad mate with the recon squad mate, you're onto a winner. The recon grenade can be thrown, and then it scans the area and essentially gives you an X-ray image of enemies, even through walls. Throw one of these to highlight the enemy, and then a frag, and that's a winning recipe. Then you've got the impulse grenade. Now, the shockwave is a personal favourite of mine in BR, but in a close quarters map, I didn't really like the impulse grenade. Until some out of reach areas for people without impulse grenades are found, I find this item one of the least useful. The shield bubble is, in my opinion, the least useful item. This is because although you can't get shot through it, you also can't shoot through it yourself. So it really provides somewhat of a stalemate and is only really useful when planting. Once your whole team's chosen their gadgets, you've got to buy your stuff. You spawn in with a pistol and 500 of whatever the currency is. This gives you enough to buy one of your gadgets and a stun, which is what I did in each start round. Be advised that the stun grenades are obscene. Once you've bought your gadgets, the round starts. You run through the map until you hit a barrier. Once the countdown drops, the barrier drops. Then you're basically playing S&D. Win the round by planting or defusing the rift, or get eliminations or other objective points and you earn more currency, which you can then spend on more gadgets, tactical equipment, shields or guns. I ran an SMG as I'm an SMG kind of guy, but you can buy ARs, shotguns or even snipers, etc. Overall, I thought the game was great. People need to realise this is only in its beta mode. There's been a lot of people griefing the mode on different social media platforms saying it's boring, etc. But I mean, there's only one map right now. I'm sure they're going to add more, and I actually think this map is very well designed. It was a good flow and some good angles to work with, and once you learn it, you can play some great rotations. Hopefully, when they release more maps, I'll share those sentiments. I'm sure they'll also nerf and buff different elements of the game. One thing I feel needs to change desperately is the movement. Movement seriously affects your accuracy and ADS time, and they need to change this to stop camping in the game. Movement should be encouraged. The headshot multiplier is also insane in this mode. Headshots are pretty much one shot with any gun in comparison to body shots, which with an SMG takes several rounds. I'm happy for this to stay as it is because it's the same for everyone, but I can certainly understand why some people might want that changing. Another thing I feel that I would change is the plant defuse rotations. Currently, you plant or defuse for 6 rounds before changing sides. I think that if you switched each round, this would allow you to get a feel for playstyles and create a more challenging game. And finally, before I let the gameplay in the background play out, I want to finish on some advice for those not familiar with S&D modes. S&D is a tactical mode. It's all about rotations and audio cues. Therefore, it is essential that you use sprint and even regular walking at the right times. I loaded into lobbies where so many people were stomping around with a size 13 Doc Martens, and you just can't do that in Ballistic. It's a beacon telling the enemy where you are, and once you die, that's it. You're dead for the rest of that round, which means your team are now a player down and at a disadvantage. So ADS and crouch walking are a huge deal in this mode. Doing so will make your footsteps pretty much silent, which in S&D is a massive bonus. Anyway, I'm going to let the video play on. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please hit that like button and follow or subscribe. I stream on Rumble regular and would love to see you get involved in the chat. Until the next one, cheers for now. That's what I'm talking about, people. There's 12 in total, but they've got it all wrong. It's only like beta this at the moment, to be fair. But they've got it so that there's 6 where you plant and 6 where you defend in that order. So like the first one squad plants and one squad defends for 6 rounds. It should be alternating. Should have planted that there, really. Hopefully my mate knows what he's doing and he's going to eye it so that he can see the bomb. Nice. Some of the magic out of it. Come on. Somebody else can take the bomb if they want. Yeah, to me, it should be like a priority that, because it must be demoralizing. Say you're like planting and you don't get any plants, and then you know that if you lose the next round, you've lost the game, basically. I think that must be mega demoralizing. Who's got the bomb? Still learning the map. I don't think I've got the... No, I haven't got the bomb. Two of them there. I think we do we win now? It's also kind of difficult to see. 7-4. Yeah, we won. Yeah. I feel like I won us that round. I think I turned the tide, personally. Late join, and we win.